Hi, my name is Michawl. I'm a second year commerce student at UNSW Australia, and this is my story. I was born into a Christian family in 1996. My entire family were all faithful Christians. I live in Marsfield in the North Shore. When I decided to look for a church about a year ago, I chose St George Anglican, Hurstville, because my mother knew Brian. The reason I came was because I struggled to be accepted in my old church and felt I didn't belong. Feelings of inadequacy when I compared to my church friends led to my depression, and I stopped going to church for about 5 years, from 2010 to 2015. I questioned my faith. I still read the Bible, and I did that to prove my parents wrong. I wanted to be accepted into that church by getting into North Sydney Boys, which was a selective school where many of my church friends attended. Finally, in 2013, I got into North Sydney Boys, after trying and failing the past 2 attempts. I found a new group of friends in North Sydney Boys, and then I realised I had a new problem. It was self-image. Many of my friends assumed I was a Christian because of my knowledge of the Bible, and they dragged me to their ISCF groups on a weekly basis. I was still not a Christian. I spent all my Sundays pretending to go to church, when in actuality, I spent those Sundays doing nothing but procrastinating and studying for my HSCs. It felt like a tick box exercise. I was ticking all the boxes in an attempt to validate myself, from doing better than all my church friends in the HSC to doing more extracurricular activities than them. When university kicked in for 2015, I lost all purpose, having ticked all those boxes to prove I was something. However, my life changed when a high school friend who wanted to read the Bible with a non-Christian friend in my group was busy. My Christian friend approached me and asked me to Bible read every Thursday with the non-Christian friend. To preserve my self-image, I accepted, and for several weeks, I read the Bible and evangelized as a non-Christian to a non-Christian friend. I went to great lengths to preserve my self-image, and I questioned whether I was lying to my non-Christian friend. I forced myself to go to a church because I cared deeply about my friend. I went to church for all the wrong reasons. However, I could remember when I first stepped into St. George, I could vividly remember my D group leader, Howard Law, who welcomed me into the church family regardless of my past. For some peculiarity, following my first D group study, I approached Howard and confessed my true intentions for going to church. And I vividly remember the first 2 words he said to me: "Thank you." Regardless of my past 5 years without having been to a church, I was welcomed back by Howard. That was the beginning of why I continued to come back to St. George despite the travel time. However, the real point in time when I became a Christian again was the last week of semester 2 in 2015, when I finished my Bible readings with my non-Christian friend and asked him confrontingly if he saw himself as a Christian. He said yes. That was a miracle. A non-Christian like me could not have converted himself, as I myself was not a Christian. I concluded that the only power who could have brought this forward was God, and not me. That was the day I became Christian again. I am forever grateful for my family, my high school friends, and my church peers for supporting me throughout those tough 5 years of my life. But ultimately, I'm grateful for God. If there's anything I can reflect on, it would be one of Paul's writings and my favorite verses from Romans chapter 5, verse 3 to 4. Not only that, but we rejoice in our suffering. And suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope. Thank you.